Hi guys, it's Chopped by Ariel and welcome again to another episode of The Loud Place. So today we have a visual artist in the studio with us. So we'll be giving him a few time for him to do a quick introduction of himself.
My name is David Adenugba. I'm an artist. I paint, I draw, you know, that's what I do.
When you call yourself an artist, the average Nigerian mind goes to a musician. Does that in any way bother you as somebody who does not do the,
Who does not,
who is not a musician?
we all relate at the end of the day because there's a saying that painting is singing with paint, you know, while singing is drawing with
Using
paint,
your voice,
you know.
basically.
So
Yeah.
we're all expressing ourselves, but what I do is paint. That's what I do.
So what was the thought process? What were you thinking of? What did you think that inspired or brought out that passion? Because I'll be factual. If you walk up to 100 people, the chances of you meeting an artist is very, 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 very rare. So what inspired you to decide that art is what you want to do?
Okay, first of all, it's talent. That's one, but it's also self-belief. Self-belief, and I mean, I'm educated, I'm exposed. I know I can actually make up something for myself with art, regardless of whatever.
But there's a common misconception that artists don't have money.
Alright.
Artists have heard it. That people say that all they do is they paint on school walls and all those things, and they don't have money. And is that true?
That's funny because in all industry, there are people who have money. There are people who don't have money
That's true. That's
in
true.
all industry.
That's
But in art, maybe it's because of maybe some artists are not flamboyant like extravagant lifestyle. But
Okay.
I know artists who are extravagant who live flashy lives. So, but having money is not all about showing it out that you have money. You
So you guys
understand?
are actually loaded. You are just not letting us know.
I mean,
Should I send you my account number? Let me know if I should send you my account number.
it's more like you understanding that your art is the value. It's like gold. Even though you don't make a sale now, you already know that you still
When
make
you
a sale.
eventually do.
You eventually make sales. So that's basically
That's
it.
that's crazy. Now let's dive a little bit into art itself. In the modern day now, we have a lot more of people doing digital art. And as somebody that does more of the conventional, actually hand painting stuff, do you feel like there's a threat? Because I'm going to talk about MySpace now. From time to time, we hear stuff like AI is going to take your job as a videographer. AI is going to take your work as a job as a photographer, as a filmmaker. AI is going to take your job. Do you have that kind of fear in your space as somebody who does the conventional style of visual art?
Fear on AI. No, I don't. Why I don't is because you know it depends on motive behind buying art. You understand? There are people who buy art just to hang in their house. They just need a picture to just put in their house and just keep their walls busy. But art is, I see art beyond that. And I know collectors who see art beyond that. So there is something about having the original piece of an artist. You understand? There is something about having the original piece. It's different. Even there are people who print artworks now, but it's nothing compared to the origin having the original piece and understanding the art. So I would always have my market.
Okay, let's say you're in a space and you want to create or you want to identify yourself, even as a visual artist. Do you say, "Oh, I do more of abstract, or I do more of realism, I do more of," you understand what I'm trying to say?
I see myself as an impressionist. Like,
That's new. Can you shed a little bit of light on it?
okay, like I'm actually focus on just expressing myself. Yeah, I was at a point I called myself an abstract artist, but during the times and during my art being evolving with time, you know, I found myself living abstraction. I found myself going more into figurative art.
Okay.
You understand? Figurative art, and my mediums are oil on canvas. Sometimes I play with acrylic. You understand? Sometimes I just do anything that's creative, but I am mostly comfortable with oil painting. I like to follow the principles of art, you know, the the core
Foundational
foundations of
principles.
art, you understand? But still, I also like to be expressive with it and break some rules. You understand? Like play with it. That's what I meant by impressionist.
Impressionist.
Yeah, so um, basically that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, as somebody who I feel like I love art. I'm not very very good when it comes to drawing. I'm not very very good when it comes to drawing. But if I want to get a piece from you, what kind of piece?
What kind
what
of
kind of yeah? What kind of piece will you tell? Oh, this is what I'd sell to you. This is what I'd give to you. This is what kind of piece?
okay? In, initially, I sell my work to anybody, or with time, I'm actually more cool with understanding who is buying the
Buying
work.
the work.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because I would love to sell my work to someone who would just keep it
On the wall.
anyhow, or just who doesn't see it the way I see it, or even like, you understand? There are some buyers that don't see art as value. They just want to buy and hang in their house. I won't love to sell to those kind of people. I feel that's what differentiates me from the public. You understand? That I don't want to sell to someone and regret 10 years later why I sold to the person,
Yeah.
or why the person even has my
So you have
works.
a personal connection with your work even after it has left you.
Yes. Yes, there are actually versions of myself now. So I also like to keep in touch with the buyers. You understand?
Because I checked some of your works and I saw like you had a lot of your faces on it. Is that something that you were intentional about doing, or it just came up as I'll do this?
I'm a big fan of saying I am my number one fan. You understand? So I too love myself. You understand? So at the point I look for models. You understand? But I don't look too hard. If I don't see any model at the moment, I just use myself. You understand? And I was doing it, and it was actually selling, and I was like, maybe I should keep doing this. You understand? So
Okay.
like a couple of people have bought my faces.
Yeah, that's nice. I feel
understand?
like I actually understand the reason why you'd say you actually watch who you sell your art for right now, because I'm practically giving you a handmade painting of myself for you to.
You get?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Unlike music now, music is
General
is
consumption.
global. You understand?
So
It can go
do
global.
you think that is the reason why art is seen as, will I say unconventional or seclusive kind of? Because I actually feel like the art community, they are very
It's
very
a small circle.
Yes, they
Yeah.
keep a lot to themselves. They feel like
Yeah.
they don't want to be tarnished. Like there's this, oh, you don't come and don't tarnish the image, that kind of. Is that the reason why?
No. It's more than that. Because at first I thought it was only me, or coming outside and talking with artists. I see they actually think like me too. This craft we're doing is a jealous craft. You understand? So, like, we like to reserve the energy for the art.
Yeah.
I think every artist can't always wait to get back to his studio. That's when you feel at peace.
At peace.
That's when you feel, okay. So we're a small circle, yes. A small circle.
Yeah. So, another question I would like to ask you is, would you advise a younger version of you? Now, I
Okay.
feel like you've been doing this for quite a while now, and you've had a lot of experience. Would you advise a younger version of you to, go into art right now?
Yes. Yes. I always advise, even down to younger kids, I encourage people who draw. Because some kids naturally pick up pencils and draw. You understand? Let the kid draw. You understand? Yes, there are some mistakes I made that I've learned from, but with prospect, with education on what you're doing, you you actually move with more clarity. Is beyond that phase that I'm just doing art for the fun of it. Now I am doing art with intention.
So I'm going to go a little bit of. I'm
Okay.
going to go a little bit personal. So we checked your profile, and we found out that you actually studied this same art.
I actually
in
studied
school. Yeah.
fine art education.
Regardless, the fact
Yeah.
that you studied art, bro.
I wanted to study fine art and fine and applied art, but they gave me fine arts education, Uniben.
Wow.
Yeah, so I took it because it's relating to what I wanted.
I think that if I could go back in time, with the information I've had from sitting down and talking with you, if I could go back in time, I'd actually know it won't sound as something strange to me, because I'm not even kidding. When I was growing up, I never thought that there was a life that you could become an artist and what you do is actually draw. You understand? It was, getting to meet you, I was like, oh, so people actually make this conscious decision where they study art and that is what they do for livelihood. So that's why I said it was quite unconventional, because it's not every day you'd see somebody in that space that would do something like that. So I'd like you to highlight 3 things that you felt like if you would start again from scratch, if you're starting again, if a younger version of you had the same information that you have right now and you're starting again, 3 things that you would do differently from when you started.
Okay. First of all, 3 things that I would do differently. And the major thing I would do differently is clarity. And, one, realizing the fact that this craft is a high-paying craft. It's not like you are a roadside artist. You understand? Poor people don't buy art. You understand?
Poor people don't buy art.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Poor people don't buy art. So you already have an audience. You understand?
Yeah.
So people who say, Kiniko, there's no money in this. Most of them are surrounded by poor people. Yeah, that's why. There are some people who buy art just for art, just for the beauty of art.
Yeah.
You understand? Just for the value that comes with it. But poor people can't see that value. You know?
That's true.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Then with that, aside the money part, this work is an interesting work. If you love it, if you love what you're doing, there's nothing like doing what you love. You understand? It's like a bonus for we artists, because we can do what we love and we can still get paid.
Yeah.
You understand? That's why it's a bonus, and you get to set the value on your work. You understand? Nobody can tell you this is your price. All you need to do is be intentional about your work.
Yeah.
Don't buy cheap materials and go and be putting high prices on your work. That's stealing. You understand?
Yeah.
Prepare the work, go outside, sell it proper for the value you placed on your work.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
If I'm not selling for the value I'm placing on it, I prefer to leave it with me. Let it sit down with me, yeah.
Yeah.
Or put it in
Art houses.
galleries.
So should we be expecting a project, something that we can come and see your piece of work, things you've done over time, like an exhibition or something like that?
Definitely. Watch out. That's what I'll say.
So you guys have heard it.
Watch out.
And without further ado, we've come to today's episode of The Loud Place. Till we see you again next time, I remain your humble host, Alariwo of Lagos.
Alright.
Bye, guys.